Portland will be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. I'm Orlando Sanchez. We're going to try to have a little bit of fun over the next half hour, but as it tends to do, real life stole the show today. The deaths of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others overshadowed everything that happened on the court. That includes the second round of the Civil War. Bryant was a big advocate of women's basketball. He took this picture with the Oregon Ducks earlier this season, his daughter standing right there in the middle. He built relationships with the players. Sabrina Ionescu was emotional before the game in Corvallis today. And emotions were high across the NBA. Every team presenting a tribute to number 8 and number 24. Bryant was a hero to a lot of current players, even a friend and teammate to some. That includes Carmelo Anthony of the Blazers. Here's what the team had to say after tonight's game.
Just the fact that, he was gone. It just seemed unbelievable. It couldn't possibly be true.
Probably the hardest game I ever had to play. I don't know. Honestly, knowing him, the way that I know him, he would have wanted me to play. Our friendship and relationship was deeper than basketball. It was family. It was friendship. It was basketball was the last piece of connective tissue between us two.
I'm just thankful that I was able to express the impact he had on my life. Basketball, my work ethic, my approach, my brother's approach. Our whole family. We were all Kobe fans, and I always tell people he was the guy that I was afraid to meet. Him and Michael Jordan.
That was one of the toughest nights that I can recall being in a locker room, and Carmelo Anthony being willing to talk to the media after a day like this just shows what a true professional he is in talking to the media about something like that. Well, there still was a game to be played, and the Blazers put together an impressive offensive performance against the Indiana Pacers, winning 139-129. As we've mentioned, it was an emotional night at the Moda Center. This is the opening possession, and the Blazers take a 24-second violation to honor Kobe Bryant, his number 24. Then the Pacers took an 8-second violation for Bryant's number 8 jersey. Then they played some basketball. Trevor Ariza, a friend and former teammate of Bryant, he started and scored 7 points. The same goes for Carmelo Anthony, who played through it and scored 14. But the star of the show, that was Damian Lillard. He is playing out of his mind right now. 3rd straight game with 40-plus points. That's never happened in franchise history. 50 years. So what did Lillard do? He dropped 50 on the Pacers. He also had 13 assists. CJ McCollum played his first game since the ankle injury. He had 28, and the Blazers pick up their 20th win of the season, beating the Pacers 139-129. Let's go to the Civil War. Electric atmosphere in Corvallis for one of the best rivalries in women's college hoops. The Ducks set the tone. Satu Sabally, the hoop and the harm. The Ducks scored the first 8 points of the game. But OSU battles back. Michaela Pivic scored a game-high 20 points. Beavers take a 37-34 lead at the break. To the second half, and the Ducks take control. Ionescu, Sabrina doing it again. Puts U of O back on top. She had 19 points. Oregon wins 66-57. After the game, Sabrina Ionescu emotional about the loss of someone who's become a friend.
And of course, the world lost a legend, and you, of course, a very close friend in Kobe Bryant today. Can you talk about the emotions that you felt finding out just before the game and coming out here to finish?
Everything I do it for him, obviously. Really close friend, and this season's for him.
There are some heart-wrenching stories coming out of the game. Our Art Edwards and John Canzano take us through what it was like to be in Corvallis for round 2 of the Civil War.
Well, another great battle in the Civil War basketball for the Oregon State women, this time in Gill Coliseum, another sold-out arena. I tell you what, the fans were really trying to bring the heat to pull this Oregon State team through. Been a long time since Oregon's been able to come through in this building with a win. John Canzano was here at the game as well. John, what did you take away from all this?
Well, I think Oregon's the better team, right? I think we look at Sabrina Ionescu and we look at Ruthie Hebert and we go, hey, this team is a Final Four team. So Oregon State got to look today at where it is nationally, right? I think you walk away from this not demoralized if you're Oregon State. You go, okay, that's the bar. That's a Final Four team. We have to get there. Because I thought in the second half, Oregon really clenched down defensively and just didn't make anything easy for Oregon State, and that was the difference for me.
Yeah. After that first game in Eugene on Friday night, I looked at that game and I said, okay, Oregon won it, but they kind of squeaked by. But at one point I felt like Oregon's just going to blow this game wide open and win this thing by 30. And I think today it was a little more representative of what we thought we might see.
Yeah, look, and if Oregon State's going to win this kind of game, it has to be in the 60s. It's got to ugly it up a little bit. And I thought the first half really went Oregon State's way, but that third quarter, Oregon just said, we're not giving you anything. And Oregon State didn't have the kind of players that could create their own shot. They were getting bad shots. And again, I just look back and I look at the atmosphere in this building. When the Oregon and Oregon State men play, it's not like this. The Blazers don't have a rivalry like this right now. We have Oregon and Oregon State in women's basketball. We are getting the best college women's basketball in the country right here. That's what makes it amazing.
Yeah. And quickly, at the beginning of the game, Sabrina Ionescu didn't come out for warm-ups. And we even wondered whether or not she might play this game because she and Kobe Bryant really had become close friends. Did you feel that maybe that news took some of the energy out of this?
I think it did, and I think she was a little distracted to start this game. But I talked to her dad after the game, and I said to him, hey, did you get a chance to talk to her? He was outside Gill Coliseum here, and when he found out, he tried to reach Kelly Graves by phone to say, take their phones away, maybe they shouldn't have their phones. Ultimately, he said he came in, he got to speak with his daughter, and he told her, look, the guy was a competitor. Yeah. Go out and be a competitor in his honor and honor him in this game. And after the game, she came out on the floor here, Art. She was signing autographs and taking pictures. Wow. Her eyes were swollen. Yeah. I mean, you could tell this was an emotionally draining day for Sabrina, but she came through.
Yeah. Well, there you have it from Corvallis. Oregon gets the victory. You know what? There's a chance that these two teams will play again. That would be in Las Vegas in the Pac-12 tournament. Orlando?
Nicely done, Art and John. Get back home soon and safely. All right, in Eugene, a moment of silence for Kobe Bryant. The Oregon men handed UCLA its biggest loss of the season, crushing the Bruins 96-75. Oregon used a 30-5 run to put this game out of reach. Chris Duarte, he is on a tear right now, leading the way with 24 points in this game. He also had 6 steals. 4 Ducks scored in double figures. Oregon wins by 21 points. Their biggest victory against UCLA since 2003. The Ducks are 17-4 overall, and they take over the top spot in the Pac-12 standings with a 6-2 conference record. They'll hit the road for their next 3 games, starting with Cal on Thursday. Don't look now, but the Timber season is just about here. I know, it's crazy, right? We'll hear from the Portland Timbers in Media Day. We'll catch up with them. And we already know about what a key difference it was from last year. That man back to work. Plus, the greatest play of all time in a sport you've never heard of. I am not playing, y'all. Stick around, more Sports Sunday to come. This has to be the only place where everyone gets an axe, right? And no one's worried about it? Timbers fans lined up outside Providence Park to get their axe photos taken. Fans pose with the team's signature axe and have the chance to have their photo featured on the team billboard. This season marks a decade in Major League Soccer for Portland. Soccer City this year will be much different. You'll be able to see the Portland Timbers play at Providence Park early in the season. The first preseason match in Portland is just 3 weeks away. The regular season kicks off on March 1st, and we got first opportunity to talk to the team for Media Day this week. The face of the franchise, that man, Diego Valeri, signed a new multi-year contract with the team. It wasn't given that he would be back in Portland. He said ownership wanting him back and all the love he got from the community helped make up his mind.
For me and for my family, for my wife and my daughter, after all the support that our supporters and the community gave us when they knew the notice about our negotiation, it was easy for us to decide, being honest.
So here's how it's going down. The Timbers will play 3 preseason games in Latin America before they come back to Portland on February 16th against Vancouver. I know, right? The regular season kicks off March 1st against Minnesota, followed by a visit from expansion Nashville SC. They then hit the road for a pair of games at New England and LAFC. Things moving really fast. We're kicking it, man. As a public service, we will not be showing you any Pro Bowl highlights. We're happy to help you out. But we are 1 week away from the main event, the Super Bowl. The teams are in Miami already. Talk about that coming up on Sports Sunday.
Quality of these guys, you wouldn't expect me to miss either, to be honest.
Well, he's very close to splitting the 2 Red Bulls and getting to the jack. That's what the target is. Oh, look at this. Oh, that is ridiculous.
Are you kidding me? That really happened? Nick Brett, I know nothing about your sport, but you roll at it. This shot in the World Indoor Bowls has been all over the internet. I've probably watched this 20 times. I cannot believe it. You are the man. And more importantly, you're also our Toyota Sunday Sizzle. I have no idea how in the world he did that. All right, everyone's heard of the Super Bowl, and we are now just 7 days away from the NFL's main event. The 2 teams landed in Miami this afternoon. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the big game for the first time since Super Bowl IV in 1970. 50 years. They beat the then Baltimore Colts in the old AFL's last stand. It became the AFC the next year. How about these guys? The 49ers. They're in the Super Bowl for the first time since 2013. They lost that game to the current Baltimore franchise, the Ravens. I like what you did there, producer Craig. Oh, we are all set for another week of Friday Night Hoops. We need you to choose our game of the week. Here are your 4 options. It's a battle in the Pacific Conference as the Liberty Girls visit Forest Grove. Lake Ridge visits Oregon City in the Three Rivers League. Up in Vancouver, the Fort Vancouver and Prairie Boys are battling for a playoff spot. Playoffs? And David Douglas visits Gresham. Log on to kgw.com/GOW to vote. We'll announce the winner on Wednesday at 6 o'clock right here on KGW. Get after it. Vote. We'll be right back. Finally tonight, this is awesome. The Urban Warrior Indoor Obstacle Training Center in Milwaukee is the place to be on Thursday, hosting an American Ninja Warrior style competition. It's involving some local celebrities and athletes, as well as athletes of all levels. It's benefiting the Muscular Dystrophy Association. It starts at 3 o'clock. Check it out. Come show your support for everybody who is participating in this. If you want more information on it, head over to nda.org. All right, Night Owls, it's time to call it a night. Thank you so much for joining us here on Sports Sunday. We leave you with our Fred Meyer Plays of the Week.
In this ball game, quickly will fire.
Second down and 10. And This time he does connect.
And that makes it tough to guard. Behind the back, Hero to Robinson. Lob out of fire!
Broken up by Young. Trae Young puts up the three from half court. Puts it in. Anderson drop feed Morant.
Oh, what a pocket pass to Jared for the slam. As your new quarterback here, Shea Patterson's got his into the game, and he's going to man down on the sideline. That's Darius Anderson. Darius Anderson running free. Darius Anderson from TCU in.
This was just a couple of minutes ago. Matthew Wolf with his third shot. He's going to spin it in.
Hand in his face. Tap out. Second chance floater. Poyer beats the buzzer.
By Gilder ahead to Ayayi.
And there is the interception by Harrison Smith, the Vikings safety, and Smith with a long return. And then he laterals the ball that time to Fletcher Cox. Look at Fletcher Cox stiff-arming Cortland Sutton. The Eagles' big defensive lineman brings it all the way for a touchdown.
Have a stretch where we get into one of our
shots. There's another blows past and finishes strong. Julius Randle.